Welcome to Better Living with Patti. Hello, YouTubers. It's Tuesday. Oh, my eyes are all red. I don't know what I did. Anyway, it's that little kitty cat called Opie. Woke me up all night. Anyway, we're going to talk today about, well, this is Better Living with Patti. We're going to talk today about what Rich and I think we're going to have planned for the coming week, the rest of the week, and possibly next week. So we're going to do two different series. I had to go to the doctor's a couple times this week, and on the way there and back, we saw a lot of building in the villages. So Richard and I thought Richard's time, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, would be dedicated to the new building in the villages. And it's not only housing they're building. They are building strip malls and stuff down there, down towards 301 in Coleman. In fact, they have now knocked trees down off of 301 in Coleman. So we're going to explore that. We're going to explore that in the coming maybe 2 weeks. That's going to be Richard's, what he's going to do, his series for the next 3 weeks. And then my series on Tuesdays and Thursdays is going to be visiting thrift stores. There's a lot of thrift stores around the villages right now, and not only clothes. I mean, there's like Bargains and Treasures, there's Goodwill, there's little mom and pop thrift stores, there's consignment shops. So I decided that we would do that. We're going to go from probably Wildwood, Leesburg, up to Bellevue. So if you know any good thrift stores that you'd like us to show on this, we'll gladly, show them. There's a couple good ones in Wildwood. There's a couple good ones in Bellevue, I know of. And then there's some around the vicinity of the villages. So, and we'll go through Goodwill. That's more like a big store. That's like more like Target and stuff. They're gigantic. But we'll just go through there to see what we can see and what we can find. I thought that would be a good trip to do. And then after we get done with the 2 weeks, Rich and I, after September, Rich and I was thinking about going. There's a haunted coffee shop. It's on the other side of, I want to make sure I get this right. It's either Kissimmee or St. Cloud. It's in a small little town, and they got coffee, like different names of the coffee that are like Frankenstein's coffee, and so we thought we'd visit that for October, because it's Halloween, and I just felt like that would be something neat to look at. And then there's some things that we want to see. There's some on 192 down in Orlando area or Kissimmee area or whatever. 192 travels that strip. We thought maybe we'd go through some gift stores, some thrift stores, things like that, and see what they got in those stores. So we're spreading out a little bit, and we'd like your opinion on it. But I think that's what we're going to do in the September. We'll be doing the building around the villages or around the area, because they're building a lot in Bellevue right now. And I mean, they're building houses in Bellevue. Like you go down a street, and all of a sudden there's a house, and all of a sudden there's 4 houses, and then Bellevue and Ocala is they're just going wild on 200. I mean, they are building so much on 200. They're putting in restaurants. They're putting in the old strip malls that are broken down, and they're not useful no more. They're knocking them all down, putting all new restaurants in there. Like there's a restaurant down here on 466A coming that is in, I think it's in Leesburg somewhere. I think it's Mr. Boggs. Anyway, it's a hamburger restaurant, and it's a sit-down one. So I think they're going to put one up there in Ocala off of 200, and then they're going to put in some nice restaurants off of 200. So, you know, maybe we'll expand from like Leesburg to Ocala. We won't go to Ocala unless we have to, like if we have a doctor's appointment up there or if we have some reason to go up to Ocala. Because with the price of gas, I know it's coming down. I like to do one or two things when I go up there because it's from our house, it's a good 45 minutes. So, you know, when we go there, we would probably do 2 episodes, maybe one of Richard's, one of mine, or, you know, so it'll be like a 2-episode situation into one, you know, not one, but 2 days. You know, so we like to explore a little bit more. Because basically, Rich and I were talking the other day, we said, like, we really have explored almost everything in this little area we live in. So we were going to expand outward and see what we could find outside. We would really like to go. My brother's birthday is coming up in about a week. And I really like to go down to Disney Springs, I think it's called. But the problem with that is I can't walk too great, so I was trying to see if I could rent a go-go, a little jitney car, a little jitney thing. And Disney's is $25 a day with a $50 deposit. You get the deposit back, but and you can't bring it in the parking lot. So basically, you have to walk from the parking lot into Disney Springs and then get it. So I'm trying to figure out ways of that I can do that, you know, because it's hard for me to, when I go to the store, I usually ride those little go-go's. Mom had one and we sold it right after Mom passed away, and for some reason Mom knew things. She said to me, "Don't sell it. You're probably gonna need that." And now I bite my words because I sold it and now I need one. So I can do a little bit of walking. I just can't do a lot of walking. I mean, I can't walk a lot. I really, I try to walk with the 2 sticks, but I hunch over a little bit, so I don't like that because it's not, I have a nail that's driving me crazy right now, I'm sorry. So I just don't, I'm not steady on my feet, so I don't want to be, you know. And one time I walked in the Walmart marketplace. I said, let me walk around. I thought I was going to sneeze. So I said, let me walk around. And when I had the cart and I was walking, and when I walked out, my back went, and it really hurt. So I haven't walked a lot in a long time. So I try to keep it down to a minimum of steps because my back is, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just that it's got a lot of arthritis around it. So I try to keep it moving, but I don't try to move it too much, if that makes any sense. We have a Florida room in our house, and we're making it into the cat room. I think I mentioned it before. We're taking down the blinds, and we're going to put up the curtains back up. Well, here's our dilemma with the curtains. I took the curtains down and the rods down, almost a year and a half ago, like right after Mom passed away. So what we were going to do was we were just going to have it like the blinds and have the nice sun come in, literally a sunroom. But what happened was, I know where the rods are. I have them put away nice, but I don't know where I don't know what you call them, the things that hold the rods. I put them in a plastic bag, and I put them away so well that I don't know what I did with them. So I have to really look for them this week because I really want to get that room in order. I think the cats will like it, and it'll be nice because it'll be nice and open, nice and airy. We have no carpet in the house, so it's hardwood floor in that room. So they're going to like it, and they'll be able to look out you know, night or day. They'll just move the curtain a little bit and look out. I wanted it to be like their sanctuary, and I was thinking, I don't have a door there, but I was thinking, you know, putting something there. But then I thought, little Opie is so smart, he'll knock it down, and we'll hear this thump, and we'll wonder what it is. So, but anyway, that's going to be their playroom. When we get it all straightened out, I'll show you it. But it looks really, right now, it's getting there. We have an old recliner in there right now that we have to get rid of. And then we got a sewing machine cabinet in there. I have to figure out where I'm going to put that. I don't like sewing machine cabinets. I'd like to sell it, but it was Mom's, and you know, I don't want, when I sew, I like to sew on a table. I like to get not the card table out, but one of those long tables out and sew that way. Mom always liked to have the sewing machine in a cabinet, and I don't know, I never really liked that, because you got to pull the sewing machine up, then you got to slide the plastic in there, and then you got to get, you know, to me, I'd rather just lug the sewing machine on a table somewhere and start sewing. To me, that's a lot of work. I don't know. And it's another piece of furniture that, to me, isn't worth, you know, some people like sewing machine cabinets. Some people, you know, I guess if you had a craft room and you could always leave it open, you know, it would be nice, but I don't have a craft room. We left it open all the time when we lived at 1287 in St. Thomas, Pennsylvania, because we had a basement and you could go down there and sew, so it was really nice, because the basement, we had two type basements. We had a finished basement and an unfinished basement. And the unfinished basement was almost the unfinished basement was the size of this house. The unfinished basement was about 1,800 square foot. I mean, we had a full bathroom in there. When the guy built it, he put an extra large shower in it. I never saw a shower this big before. It was like 3 people could shower in this shower. That's how big the shower was. And the bathroom was huge. The guy made a mistake. He was only supposed to put a small stall in, and he was supposed to put a small vanity in there, but it was his first time he built a house. And the story behind it, I guess I'll start the story because I started it. My dad, we bought a house and we built it. It was on 4 acres of land. It was an apple field, and we had about 16 apple trees. I know Richard will correct me, so I think we had 16. How many apple trees did we have? 26. See, 26. I just missed 10. So, and then it went all the way back, and it was really nice. It wasn't nice cutting the grass. That you get the front done and you do the back, and it was like all week cutting grass and all week cleaning the house, because the house was a 5-bedroom and 5.5 baths, or no, 4.5 baths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 baths. So you were constantly cleaning, and on the 3rd floor, you kept the cleaning supplies up there. In the main floor, you kept cleaning supplies, and in the basement, you kept cleaning supplies. So it was one of those things. You were always cutting grass, cleaning the house. It was that type of thing. And there was only 4 of us, so it was kind of like, and people came to visit, and they had the whole downstairs. So they had a whole 1,800 square foot. And in the basement, we had a TV, a flat screen TV. We had 2 Lazy Boy recliners and a full-size couch. And then we had, in the corner of the basement was set up where you could have a kitchen and a bedroom and a living room in it. It was set up like that. So anyway, and in the I'll bedroom area by the door, there was, in the bathroom, there was room for a king-size bed, but we only had 2 twin beds, and a dresser, and then you could have a kitchen on the side there, and then the living room. It was pretty big. It was a big basement. And then we had an unfinished basement, which would consist of about maybe 17 square foot, 1,700 square foot. That was like a wraparound. That was like an L shape. You go in one door and you walk around to the other side door. The one side of the house, we had a sunken living room, so the basement was, the ceiling was lower. But that was our house in St. Thomas. So the guy that built it, it was his first time he ever built a house, and it was his, so getting back to that story. And what happened was, when we went up there, he was putting the garage where the master bedroom should have been, and he's putting the master bedroom where the garage should have been. And by the town, they didn't want all the driveways coming out on one side, because our neighbor in the back, there was 3 driveways there. Then there was the neighbor next to us had a driveway going out, and there would have been 5 driveways coming out one side. So the town told them they had to build the driveway on the other side. So, but the kid didn't know how to flip the plans. So my father went up there with, and we were going to have a basement, main floor, the bedroom floor, and then another floor. So he had all these floors on the blueprints, and he didn't know how to switch it. So my father showed him how to flip it. So he did the garage where it was supposed to be. It was a 3-car garage he put on, and what he did, he was supposed to only put a 1-lane driveway. He gave us a 3-lane driveway all the way up to the house. A lot of asphalt, and the bathroom in the basement. And then he also, there was something else he did extra. I forgot what it is. But he gave us a second master bedroom upstairs. The main floor had a master bedroom. That was Mom and Dad's room. And then upstairs, he literally gave us a second master bedroom. It was as big as Mom and Dad's. It was like 20 by 18 or something like it. It was just huge, with a huge walk-in closet. So the guy did that, and that was the 3 mistakes. Oh, and then he was going to put the 4th mistake was he was going to put the 3rd or 4th floor on. This thing would have been huge, because our house sat on the highest point of the land. So even with 3 stories, it was pretty high. The house was pretty high. So the guy came, the supervisor came to see how he was doing, and he almost had a coronary, because here he's starting the 3rd or 4th floor, you want to call it, which 2 more bedrooms and a bathroom, and so they corrected that. They didn't add that, and then what he did was we had the deck put on, because my father said, if we don't get the deck put on, you're never going to have the deck put on, because you can go get someone cheaper to put the deck on, but by the time they come, you pay for it, blah blah blah. So we just had the deck put on, and we had the washer and dryer just put it. We had all appliances, so we just walked in, because basically we were homeless. We sold Lincoln Park about 2 months before we could move into this house. So the story to the deck, this is good. The deckers, I don't know what you call them, the builders, the carpenters, whatever you call them, put the deck on. But when they put the deck on, they didn't see the dryer vent. So they literally put the deck over the dryer vent, which caused the problem. So we're in the house for about, we took ownership of the house in, I think it was July. So we were washing clothes and drying clothes, and all of a sudden they weren't drying. So this was like October, maybe November. And I said to Mom, that's weird that it's not drying. So we called I think it was GE, and they said, pull the dryer out and let it blow out into the garage and see. So we did that, and it worked. So they said, well, your vent is blocked. So Rich and I are following the vent in the basement out, and Richard's like, I don't see it outside. And I said, it's got to be there, I'll hammer. And so Richard crawled under the deck, and there it was, covered. So we had to call the builder, and they came, and they said, well, we can put it out front. And I said, no, we got flowers out there. We don't want, the lint from there. So what they had to do was they had to reroute the vent to the back, and then it worked. But they had to also take all the junk out of the dryer vent that had been clogged. He said, I'm surprised this didn't cause a fire. So then our other adventure was we had a windstorm, and all these shingles blew off the roof of the house. So I called the builder again, and the builder says, I'll be right over. So then he came, and what happened was they had left bags or stacks of the shingles on the house, on the roof. They just blew off. We had winds up to like 80 mile an hour there. So they went and got that. And then we had we should have realized when the well builders were still there building when we did our walkthrough. They went down only a couple of feet. I think they went down like 55 feet and thought that was good water. It was really chalky. So then they went down 175 feet and they got water, but it wasn't clear. So it wasn't clear for the first 2 weeks that we lived there. It was like chocolate milk. That's the only way I can explain it. It looked like chocolate milk. So we went to a family picnic and everybody said, wow, you guys look really tan and everything. I said, no, it's our water. It's chocolate. And they all laughed. They thought it was funny. So finally it cleared up. And then, I don't know if I should tell this one, but this is the fun part of building a house. And it's building a house in Pennsylvania below Harrisburg. I won't tell you what people call people below Harrisburg because, if you live there, you know what they say. So anyway, our two more stories I'll tell you. Dad and I were walking our dog, Foxy, on our road. And we come down to the one side of the road, and a truck comes up, and he goes, and he pulls out, and he stops, and there's a whole bunch of deer up on the hill there. And he takes his gun, and he shoots one, and he got it down, and the thing went down. He goes and gets it, and he puts it in the truck, and there's cows all around, and we were like, what is he doing? We were like from New Jersey, And he said, yeah, now I got myself meat for the whatever. I forgot what he said because they had a slang. And but that was one thing. And then another time was our trees. When you build a house, they only clear what is required to put the house on. So the 4 acres that we had was not cleared. It had twigs and briars, and we tried doing it ourselves, but we couldn't. So we got a guy to come and clear it, and we didn't know the price because he spoke German, English, Pennsylvania Dutch all together. We just knew he was going to come and do it. So he comes with his head hog or whatever it was, and he cleared it all out for us. And he didn't come back for about a month later to get his money. And, I think he charged us maybe $300 to do it all, which wasn't bad. But he was related to the well diggers. So, so that was one incident. And then we had another incident. The well, not the well, the septic, because it wasn't sewer, septic backed up. and it backed up into the hung sewer. Okay, I don't know if a hung sewer is, I didn't know this, so it's not that I'm saying. A hung sewer is when the sewer pipes or septic pipes are higher than your basement. So you need a hung sewer or some kind of mechanical thing to pump it up, okay? So it stopped working. And this was on a Sunday afternoon. And it was really making a loud noise by Sunday night. So I called Mom down and she said, well, what are we going to do? And I said, well, it's 9:30 at night. We're not going to get nobody out. No plumber's going to come out now. And the plumber was coming Monday morning, bright and early at 7 o'clock. So I knew I was safe with that. But anyway, it busted and everything was all over the basement. We had men in white suits come, clean everything up, and they had to repair all that, and they had to rip out the carpet and put all new carpet in the basement. They had to rip out the walls, put all new walls in the basement, repaint it, throw out all our furniture, replace all the furniture. It was a huge deal. I mean, I could not believe what they did, and we didn't pay a cent because it was actually their fault. They used a smaller hung sewer than it should have been in the house. So they had to bite that. That was a lot of money because we had 2 lazy boys in there. We had a big couch that went into a bed. The carpet, the walls, they went up about 6 foot and cut up the walls out and redid it and everything. So that was an adventure. And the reason I tell you this is we never built a house before. We always had used homes, I guess, I don't know, pre-owned homes or whatever you call it. So that was our first home, and that was our first experiment with a house. And I don't think I'd ever build a house myself again. I think I would either go with a house that's already built, a new built house, or buy a pre-owned, because it was interesting. It was a learning experience that I enjoyed having. We had it all hooked up for a generator. The whole house was wired for a generator, and it was we made a sunken living room with a fireplace, and we had a kitchen, huge kitchen. You could get about 20 people in that kitchen. It wouldn't be crowded. We had a dining room. We had a formal living room. We had a sunken living room, family room, they called it. And we had the master bedroom on the first floor. We had the half a bath on the first floor. Then you went down in the basement. Now, the basement was huge. Then you went upstairs, and there was 2 bedrooms on one side with a Jack and Jill bathroom in the middle. And then on the other side, there was 2 bedrooms with a Jack and Jill bathroom in it. The whole house was had no carpet in. It was all what do they call that? It was all wood floors. It was just a house that it was a beautiful house, and it was really rough to build it, but it was fun. And all our apple trees, I learned how to make apple butter. I learned how to make apple sauce. I learned how to make apple pies. I learned how to make anything apple. And we gave apples away. I mean, every time somebody would come up and visit us, we'd give them a bushel of apples. I mean, that's how many apples we had. And we had different apples. We had granny apples. We had delicious apples, McIntosh. We had Fuji apples. We had a variety of apples. They were delicious. And our neighbor, like one house over, he had a cherry tree. He had a pear tree. He had all these trees and apple trees. And he sprayed all his trees because he sold his cherries. And so, but we didn't sell ours, so we didn't spray them. So that was our adventure in Pennsylvania. It was very short-lived. I think it was like 10 months, maybe 11 months, 12. It might have been 12 months. I don't remember. Well, yeah, I think it was 12 months because we bought it. We took ownership of it in July 20th of 2005, and we left in 2008, almost the same time, July. So we almost had it for 2 years. The people that bought it was a family of mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, and 4 kids. So the house is built for them because grandma and grandpa can live in the basement or on the first floor. Mom and dad can live in the second master bedroom, and then the kids each have their own bedroom. So it was built just for them. So without further ado, I'm going to say so long, and don't forget, next week we're gonna do maybe starting this week, I don't know, it's all according. We're gonna start doing thrift stores and building around from Leesburg up to Bellevue, and that would be for even thrift stores. So if you have a favorite thrift store or you want to see something special, give us a comment in the comments below, and we'll try to do it. And then maybe in September, October, we're going to spread ourselves out more and explore further down 27 or 441, wherever 441 will take you down to 192, I think. So, we'll spread ourselves out and see what we can see. And then 27 takes you down into Plant City and stuff like that. So, without further ado, I'm going to say, stay safe, stay healthy, stay informed. And I'll see you next time. Bye.